So, I had a deep conversation with two of my bros last night, man. We actually was talking about the Troy Ave situation, and they brought it up to me, and I sat and I listened to hear it from a different perspective because when Troy Ave situation happened and he came out talking about middle finger from the stand and the streets is a myth, I definitely did diss him, call him a rat. I didn't agree with him. Hearing it, we all have different perspective, and hearing it from a different perspective, I can kind of understand where they are coming from their perspective. You know what I mean? So just listen real quick. So, when he came out, he told my middle finger from the stand. You gotta understand, he does have a public case. You know what I mean? His case is everybody know about it. You know what I'm saying? It's fucking public. You know what I'm saying? So him going on these blogs and talk about it in the songs, he is kind of presenting his defense publicly. Like, that's his defense. You know what I'm saying? To his case. I mean, everybody know what happened. The shit was on camera. You know what I mean? So him going on blogs talking about what happened, everybody already know what happened. It was a fucking concert, fucking hundreds of witnesses. The shit was on camera. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. I definitely get it. You know what I mean? But I still, I'm gonna still stand my ground on if he was to go testify on that man trial and point him out on that man trial, then that is still snitching, because at the end of the day, if you consider yourself a street dude, then that is snitching. Now we're gonna talk about the streets later, but if that's his defense, like we all gotta ask ourselves this question. I'm gonna ask myself this question. I own a home. I'm in my house right now. If somebody was to come in my home that I own on my property with a gun to burglarize me and rob me, and I fight with them with the gun, and I take the gun from them, and I shoot their ass, and the police come and the police lock me up, what am I supposed to say in my defense? Nothing. Which some of y'all might say, no, you're not supposed to say nothing. Wait till your lawyer come, which you're right. But what am I going to tell my lawyer my defense is? I'm going to tell my lawyer the truth. And I'm going to tell my lawyer, this is what happened, this is what we running with. And I'm going to go to the grand jury on my trial, or on my case, and I'm going to tell the grand jury what happened. And then if the grand jury indict me, I'm going to go to trial, and I'm going to call myself as a witness, and I'm going to tell the jury what happened. Exactly what happened. Because, and mind you, let's put in there that it's on camera what happened. But they still trying to charge me, for gun possession and the shooting, right? I will still go to the jury. That is not telling. When you are defending yourself in the court of law and you get on the stand and tell what happened, that is not telling. That cannot be used against somebody else. The only way they cannot cross-examine witness testimony. The only way that can be used is if you go to that person's trial and testify, and then your story coincide with that. That's the only way that person, that can be used against that person. So, if that's his defense. That's, I don't know that man plan. I don't know. You know what I mean? But I am going to say that, calling somebody a rat before they actually rat is wrong. But all I hear is streets of myth, middle finger on the stand. I'm taking that like, yo, hold on. Streets of myth? Street code is a myth? So where does that leave me then? Because I'm somebody who followed the street code. I'm somebody who played in the streets and I followed it. I went to trial. You know what I'm saying? I didn't tell, and then I got, we try to tell me I'm stupid, or everybody who followed the street code, because not everybody beat their case. Everybody who didn't tell, who got crossed, and because a lot of niggas got crossed. A lot of niggas got crossed in these streets and they didn't tell still. I'm trying to say they stupid. The street codes is, it can't be stupid when it's convenient for you. And that was my quarrel with Troy Ave. You know what I mean? So I definitely think calling him a rat, he didn't take the stand. Whatever he's saying, he just saying it. It ain't like he did it. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So like I said, if somebody testifying on their own defense, that's not telling. Now I'm going to get into the streets, okay? I don't like the term streets as a myth because it's real. My life is real. Them 4 years I sat on Rikers Island was painful, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? That shit was real. Them 19 years my brother S1 got was real. You know what I'm saying? All the time that niggas got in these streets is real. Niggas die. I lost a lot of brothers in these streets. Some niggas dying, that shit is real. I mean, even your man, Troy, like, you know what I mean? Rest in peace, man. That's real. No, it's not a myth. It's not a myth, okay? The street codes is not a myth neither. It's just that what comes with the streets is grimy. What comes with the streets is dishonorable. Now, I understand we're using that kind of terminology. You know what I'm saying? Because my life is real and I'm not stupid for upholding these street codes. It's just that, you know, when you play in these streets, this is what you got to expect, right? And I'm not saying that it's a good thing. It's a bad thing. It's terrible. It's terrible. These streets are grimy, y'all. I'm gonna break down what I think Troy was trying to say. You know what I mean? These streets are grimy. There's no real love. There's no honor out in these streets. There's a very few honorable men who really uphold the street code, live by it, and, you know, to the T, to the max. Because certain things, the streets is very hypocritical. Very, very hypocritical. Because certain things is okay and certain things is not. You know, like, in the streets, you know, niggas sleep with each other, women, wives, baby mamas, girlfriends, whatever. In the streets, niggas steal from each other, sneak thief, rob each other, set each other up to get killed, robbed. These streets. And you know there's nothing you can do about it because he comes with the streets. This is what comes with it. In the streets, niggas kill each other. You know what I'm saying? Friends. I'm not talking about people that's beefing with each other. I'm talking about friends. Everything I'm talking about now is friends. In the street, friends kill each other. In the streets, friends sleep with each other, girlfriends. In the streets, friends rob each other. In the streets, friends snitch on each other. And they telling each other. The streets is grimy. It's grimy. It's not worth getting involved in it. You know what I mean? It's not. For somebody who been there, it caused me a lot of pain. You know, I appreciate the experience because I learned a lot from it and I got through it. But a lot of people didn't. A lot of people didn't get it. A lot of people my age still like to get back in it. Like, they love it because it's a high, it's a euphoria because the streets are so respected, and it's like, you know, when you're respected in the streets, you get a kind of euphoria. It's like it's an excitement. You know what I mean? It is exciting being out there, but the excitement doesn't mean good. You know, you could be at a barbecue chilling and be a big shootout. Oh my God, that's exciting, but that's not good. You know what I'm trying to say? So the streets is grimy. Everything I just mentioned happened to me. Everything. Niggas sneak thief me, rob me behind my back for a lot of money. A lot of money. I'm not going to say how much because, you know, it is what it is. You know what I mean? FBI always got a way of twisting niggas' words. But niggas sneak thief me, this is years ago, for a lot of money. Niggas snitched on me, obviously. You know, y'all know I went to trial and beat my case. But that wasn't the only time niggas snitched on me. And I'm talking about so-called friends did this to me. I'm not talking about ops. Niggas sneak thief me, robbed me, friends. Niggas snitched on me, so-called friends. Niggas has slept with my baby moms, so-called friends. And homies still mess with these people. So like, you know, these things are kind of like it's okay to be grimy in the streets. Like these grimy things that I just mentioned that happen, like the streets still kind of embrace them after they do those things. Except for snitching. Like some people still embrace snitches, but you know, snitching like that's why I say the streets is hypocritical. Because if a violation is a violation, if a nigga sleep with your girl, there's a violation. If a nigga snitch on you, is a violation, right? So like, you know, if you snitch or you ostracize, but you know, some people still gonna fuck with you if you sleep with a nigga girl. It's kind of cool. It's kind of like, you know what I mean? The streets is very hypocritical. And we supposed to be going by mob rules, right? Mob rules, you're not supposed to sleep with a made man wife. You can't even sleep with a made man side chick in the mob. You're getting whacked. It's because they understood that the life that they lived left the woman vulnerable. So it's grimy that we live in this street life. You going behind my back and you doing that. That is not, you know what I'm saying? That is not what's up. And the street mentality is so messed up that people are going to be mad at me that I'm even talking about what I'm talking about. Tomorrow I might be getting texts, phone calls. You can't even talk about the grimy shit that happened to you. I can't even talk about the grimy shit that happened to me in the streets. Because it's like, allegedly it leaves you vulnerable and it makes you seem weak for some reason. But honestly, the person who was my friend, who robbed and sneak thieved me, you're the weak one. The person who snitched on me, who was allegedly my friend and snitched on me because you didn't want to do the time for your own crimes, you're the weak one. You know, the person who slept with my baby moms, and you know, both of y'all are the weak ones. That doesn't, all those things that people do to you is not a reflection of you. That's a reflection of them being weak on the inside. That's them being weak. That's not a reflection of me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not sitting up here trying to play the victim, bro. We talk about the streets, and I'm explaining to y'all why the streets is grimy and why the streets is hypocritical. Okay? Like I said, there still are some honorable men in the streets, though. There is. But overall, it's not. It's more like 5% to 95% wickedness. You know, because a lot is tolerated and allowed that, you know, it's just griminess. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, they did that. Okay, oh, you know, just another day. Just another day in the hood. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I'm not no victim. I'm not no victim here. I probably did a lot of things in the streets that people don't agree with, but I never crossed anybody. My loyalty still stand. Like I just don't do certain things I just wouldn't do. You know what I'm saying? I don't cross friends. I don't rob them. You know what I mean? I'm not sleeping with niggas' girl. Like I don't get nothing out of that. You know what I'm saying? I don't get nothing out of that. That shit is a headache. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, man, back to Troy, you know, I think I don't know, maybe that's what he was trying to say. I don't think none of that shit is a myth, Troy. All of that shit is real. All of that shit happens. When you in the street, all of that is gone. Is 1,000,000%, 1,000,000% that everything I just said is going to happen to you. Especially if you go to jail. Everything, all that is going to happen to you. Let me tell y'all, man, this dude, the snitch in my case, he shot somebody. It had nothing to do with us. He shot somebody on his own time. He cut and robbed the old lady on his own time. It had nothing to do with us. Both times he did that, they gave him 2 plea agreements. When he shot the kid, they gave him a plea agreement deal to take us down. They let him out. He cut and robbed the old lady. They gave him another plea agreement deal. They let him out, and so he could lock us up, so he could testify against us. And that's the streets. You know, I seen what's his name? Freeway Rick Ross, the Freeway Rick Ross from LA, and I seen him talking. He says something like, you know, his whole thing was he was playing in a game where he didn't understand that snitching was a part of the game. So everything I just mentioned is a part of the game, not just snitching. Everything I just mentioned is a part of the streets. So in a nutshell, you know, me calling Troy Ave out, calling him a rat was wrong. You know what I'm trying to say? Until a man does actually go up there and snitch and rat. I mean, I still disagree with what he said, you know, especially regarding the streets being myth. And and the guy has an open case, and he better be up there saying everything but acting like he don't give a fuck, like acting like, you know what I'm saying, this is what he do, because, you know, a lot of niggas telling themselves in these interviews and these songs. So, you know, I get it. I definitely get it. I just wanted to clear the air on that. You know what I'm saying? I invited him to come talk, but, you know, Troy, you know, he declined because I did diss him. You know what I mean? So, and I understand. You know what I mean? I definitely understand. You know, I would have loved to have this talk with him, but at the end of the day, man, yo, the streets is grimy. It's grimy. I'm going to keep it real. And this is the elephant in the room that nobody want to talk about, because the streets is glorified. And, you know, people come up from the streets. People come up in music from the streets. And, you know, it is what it is. But I'm going to give it to y'all real every time. This is Hocus for fifth. I do come from the streets. I stem from the streets. I will always represent the streets. But, you know, my heart, it just couldn't allow me to do the things them grimy things. So there is good people out there in the streets, y'all. You know, it's like finding a needle in a haystack, but we here. You know what I mean? And we here, and I'm here, right now. My purpose is bigger than the streets. It's to change the world. At the end of the day, it might sound cliche, but your boy's doing it, and I will do it. Signing off, Hocus for